Relationships are important, but they're not enough for you to be successful. In this environment, we have to also be committed to producing outstanding results. And I'd like you to think about the results that you're able to produce are in direct proportion to the quality of your relationships. You've got a weak relationship, you're going to have weak results. You've got strong relationships, you're going to have strong results. When you go through a drive-through, you don't need a strong relationship with the person that's taking your order to get what you want. But if you're going to produce outstanding results in your career, you're going to have to build great relationships, and you're going to have to measure your results. You're going to have to measure the impact that you're having on the organization. I've worked with thousands of organizations in my lifetime, and I am surprised at how few have people that every day know if they're getting closer or farther away from the goals that they have set. In fact, this one organization I worked with, they used to have as a metric how long you stayed. If you stayed longer than your manager, if you just sat in your office after 6 o'clock, you are considered a high performer. Well, a new chairman came in and said, that's it, we're having pay for performance. What we're going to do now is, what results are you producing? And every day, are you measuring the impact of those results? When I got hired by W. Clement Stone in the late 70s, I went to them and I didn't ask for a job. I told them, in 3 months, I can produce 3 new clients for you. I found out that they were a nonprofit organization serving the prison population, and I had a belief that we could take that same program that they were teaching and adapt it to the corporate world, and that we could actually sell those programs and it would help subsidize the prison program. They thought that was a good idea, and I went to work on it immediately. Once you have a clear goal in mind, once you have a clear focus, a clear result, it's amazing how many things start to happen that helps you move in that direction. Within a week of being hired by W. Clement Stone, I was walking back to my car parked downtown, and I saw this, what looked to me as a very successful man, standing in front of a big limousine with a beautiful cashmere coat on. I walked past him, and I stopped for a moment, and I came back. And I said, excuse me, my name is Bill Durkin. You look very successful, and I'm looking to help other people be successful. I'd like to get to know you. And he laughed for a minute, and he gave me his phone number, and he said, call him tomorrow morning. So I went home, I was all excited, and then I thought for a minute, maybe this wasn't the big owner of a company, maybe he was just a limo driver. But nonetheless, he looked successful, and I wanted to talk to him. So I call him the next day at 7:30 in the morning, and he says to me, what are you doing tomorrow? And I said, I can meet you anytime. And he said, be at my office at 7:30. So I walked into his office, a big office. Turned out he was the chairman of one of the largest companies here in the Chicago area. I sat down, I was telling him all the great things we were planning to do with the Stone organization. And I'll never forget, he put up his hand and he said, stop for a minute. Would you like me to buy something? And I said, well, I'd love you to bring some of your people to one of our seminars. And he said, then ask. All you have to do is ask. I'll never forget that. He talked to me. He told me real clearly that you got to ask for what you want. But if you don't know what you want, if you don't know what the goal is, then you start to become a little vague and uncertain in your request. So I asked for what I want. We got a seminar. I found 2 other people within the course of the 3 months, and I reached my goal. But every day I knew my goal was to get 3 new clients. Do you know what your goal is? Do you know what you want to accomplish every day? Can you measure it? You know, you may be winning, but feel like you're losing if you're not keeping score. So what I'd ask you to do is I want you to really think about some organization that you'd like to work with, some nonprofit that you'd like to be a part of. Study that organization and think, what goals might I be able to achieve for that organization? You don't want to just look for a job. You don't want to say, hey, hire me, give me a job. You want to go to those organizations and say, I know enough about your business that in 3 months I can produce this result. Put your draw a line in the sand. Say, this is what I can do for you. You know, when I was working for Stone, he used to say to me, the goal wasn't important as much as is it forced you to stretch. He wanted you to have high goals and that were real clear and measure them. And he said that would force you to move in the direction of your dreams, to become something that you're not right now. Set a high goal, measure your result. So I'd ask you to really be committed right now, to get real clear every day what's your goal. If your goal is to find a job, pick these organizations, research them, see what you could do to add value to them. Don't wait for them to have a job opening and then you and hundreds of other people are submitting your resumes. You decide which of these organizations are you going to want to work for. And you identify what you can do for them, put it into a business plan, and go there and submit them. You're not asking for a job. You're asking for an opportunity to produce a remarkable result. So your assignment today, pick a company, pick an organization, and determine what goal, what result you might be able to produce for them in a 3-month period of time. Identify that, and in the future we'll talk to you about how you can present those ideas to those organizations. So that's it for now. I'm Bill Durkin, and this is One Positive Place at jobboxreport.com.